You guys hear me? See, Satan does not want me to put out this message because he already know what time it is, man. Like, as you guys know, the spiritual warfare, it comes in this journey, man, but it's part of the journey. So wait till you guys get in here, man. This is my third time trying to start this video. So like I said, Satan knows the damage that's about to come from this video. And I said, you know how you get down. So wait for you guys to get in here. So they say today is in New York, it's the last day of school, and it's hot as hell out here, man. I should have bought some water, but I'm surprised this park is not filled with more people. Like, I thought I would be wrestling people to get this spot, but I guess they didn't come outside yet. Hey, bro, how's your day going? Can you hear me good? This is the third time me trying to start this live stream, and like I scheduled it, and like I said, Satan knew I was gonna do this. Satan knew I was gonna put out this message, and that's how spiritual warfare goes. Can you let me know if you hear me or not? If you can leave a 1, if you can hear me not. Yes, I can actually. All right, cool, 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 cool. I don't know if you can see the title. I even had a title up and everything. Like I said, I tried to go live for what I scheduled, but it didn't go through. Like, it was an echo. But you can hear me perfectly. It's no echo or anything, right? 1. All right, cool, 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 cool. Yeah, man. Like I said, man, spiritual warfare, man. Like, that's part of this journey, man. Where you're trying to win over souls, and like when you're trying to do the will of God, man, Satan and his demons are going to attack you. But like I said, this is all a plot. This was all a scheme from the devil, and I'm still going to put out this message, and this message is going to win over souls. So like I said, that's what comes with being in this journey. Like, if you guys are even thinking about becoming YouTubers or whatever like that, you see the spiritual warfare I go through, and if it's happening to me, it's going to happen to you. So um, right, because I realized how the live stream got deleted the second I tried to. Yeah, man, like I said, that's why I don't like to schedule it, because like I said, if the powers is watching you, if you're a target individual and the powers is watching you, like, they're gonna try to mess up your messages or whatever like that. And that was the whole point right there, man. I never had any problems echoing or anything in my live streams, but like I said, powers is gonna do what they do. But you guys that are in, if you guys can leave the like button, if you guys can hit the like button on your way in. And it sounds like NYC is a tough bout, but yeah, man, like I said, spiritual warfare everywhere, man. But like I said, this is not gonna stop this message from getting put out. And if you guys are looking at the title of the video, I named it Nofap versus Semen Retention versus Edging versus Abstinence versus Celibacy. And I'm gonna be going over all of these things because, as you guys know, there's a lot of misinformation out there, and there's a lot of people out there, like I said, just confusion everybody, man. Like, there's people out there that would say I'm on Nofap, but then yet you're still doing other things. And then there's other people who say I'm on semen retention, but yet still doing other things. So like I said, man, I'm going through everything today, so there's no confusion amongst our people. And I'm going to also be letting you guys know what is permittable and what is not permittable according to the Bible. So, like, again, man, like, you got these people out there that say I'm on Nofap, but yet you're doing other things. And like I said, that's still sin at the end of the day. So I'm going to be going over everything today, and so there's no more confusion. And like I said, I know there's a lot of guys on YouTube putting out these Nofap and no semen retention videos and all that type of stuff. If you're seeing these type of people, if you come across these type of people that are promoting a different message than what I'm about to promote, then you already know, like I said, they're sent from Satan, and they're just going to lead you down the path of destruction, which we don't want to be on. So I'm going over everything today. Again, Nofap, semen retention, edging, abstinence, and celibacy. I'm going over everything, and scriptures, everything, like, to bring everybody, again, man, closer to the kingdom of heaven. And like I said, like, you guys know, Satan is going to infiltrate anything good, man. Semen retention, anything good. Like, Satan's going to have his people to try to infiltrate it and try to make like, try to put the bad out. So that's why I said yeah, as you guys can see in the comment section, Satan and his demons is out. So, but we're not going to focus on that. We're going to just put out the message. So yeah, so I'm gonna start the video right now. I'm gonna start out with edging, and this is something that I've just came about. Like I didn't even know this was actually a thing. Like this is all new information to me, and I actually don't even get the point of edging. But if you guys don't know what edging is, like I guess that's when you masturbate, but you don't release after you masturbate. So like I said, I don't get the point of. I don't know why people do it. Like I did see, like I did some research on it, and the people that are edging, they say that they do it so they can practice not releasing and practice like just ready for sex. Like basically with that, like they want to stay, even though they're not having sex, they want to be ready to have sex. And if you're edging, that is wrong. That is sexual immorality, and that is, like I said, wrong. So that is going to land you in hell at the end of the day if you're edging. Like I said, that is sexual immorality, and that won't be tolerated. And like I said, people try to get slick, like, and that's why I'm covering everything right now. People try to get slick with their terminology by saying, well, I don't fat, but I edge, or I'm on semen retention, but I'm doing this. Like, I'm going to keep going over like things that I pointed out because, like I said, like people try to do anything to try to get over on God's word. But men of the Lord like me, man, we holding people accountable. And like I said, man, we gotta, like I said, like we gotta put the word out there. Like, so there's no confusion amongst anybody. So like I said, if you are edging, that is sexual immorality. And like I said, like that is not tolerated. Like you're disrespecting, like you're like what, like you, if you're a man of God, you shouldn't even be worried about sex. Like what is the point of you edging? Like just so you can, like I said, just keep your skills together. Like I don't get the point of edging. You should not be edging at all. Like that's some lame stuff to me. Like do not edge. Like that is don't edge. Like so again, man, like I said, like this new, all that edging stuff is new information to me. Like I don't know why people do it. Yeah, man, don't edge, man. But gonna make people learn that they no escape. They need to serve media by giving themselves. I don't understand what you're saying. You must fight. Yeah, so we all the slick ways talk about it. Yeah, man. Like I said, like people try to do anything instead of following the law, statutes, and commandments. But men of God, true men of God, like we are looking for ways to follow the law, statutes, and commandments. And you got these like I said, these 2/3, the religious and all those type of people, they try to find loopholes and stuff a way not to follow the law, statutes, and commandments. But like I said, man, I'm here. This is the reason why I'm here, man, to tell you guys what you're supposed to be doing and what you're not supposed to be doing. And to the point I was trying to make, man, edging is not permitted. Edging is sexual immorality. You should not be playing with yourself and trying to, like I said, see if you can hold your semen in. Like I don't get it. Like you should not be edging like as a man of God. Like you should not be edging. So edging is not permitted. Edging is sexual immorality. And edging is gonna get you, like I said, thrown in hell and then thrown in the lake of fire. So as a man of God, you should not be edging. And next is Nofap. And Nofap means no masturbation. I appreciate your live on fast, and I have a question, brother. Is it still considered a fast if you have one smoothie? It depends what type of fast you're doing. Like if you're doing a water fast, like you're not supposed to be having any type of sweets or anything like that. So it depends. Like if you're doing a Daniel fast with only fruits and vegetables, yeah, that's fine. But if you dedicated yourself to doing a water fast, you shouldn't be having smoothies or whatever like that. But I can't tell you what to do. Like as far as fasting, I'm not a doctor. I can't recommend you fasting. I can't recommend what you do. But all I can do is tell you what the scriptures say. So I cannot tell you how to fast. I don't know your body. I don't know if you have any conditions or anything like that. But yeah, as far as fasting, no. But to the point I was trying to make, man, no fap equals no masturbation. Like, and no masturbation is what we should all be on as men. Like we should not be out there masturbating or doing any type of that. And that's also, masturbation is also sexual immorality. So if you are doing that, that is wrong, and you won't inherit the kingdom of heaven if you're masturbating. So no fap is also something we should be on. Everybody should be on as men. Like we should not be fapping whatsoever as men. So no fap, like it's definitely a no in this journey. And like I said, man, do not fap, man. If you're fapping, like I said, man, that is wrong, and you won't inherit the kingdom of heaven. Like that is sexual immorality. So again, man, you should not be fapping as a man of God. And now here comes the tricky part, because this is when, like I said, like this is when everybody try to get slick, and everybody try to they say that they're doing this, but yet they're doing something else. So I'm gonna cover everything now, and that is semen retention. And semen retention essentially means like not releasing. But again, man, there's three components I want to go over in regards to semen retention. And the first is sex without marriage. And there are people, like I said, like they'll say, I'm on semen retention, but yet they're still having sex outside of marriage. And that is wrong. That is fornication, and that is not permitted. So if you're a person out there, like I said, like you're saying, like you say, I'm on semen retention, I'm holding my semen in or whatever like that, but you are still having sex outside of marriage, that is fornication, and that is a sin. And again, man, that you're not going to inherit the kingdom of heaven if you are fornicating outside of marriage. And like I said, man, and yeah, that's all fornication at the end of the day. So if you're fornicating, if you're on semen retention, but yet you're still having sex outside of marriage, and you're not releasing, like it's still sin at the end of the day. So don't think because you're not releasing don't mean that you're still not fornicating. So again, man, I know how it is, man. A lot of people out there are slick with the things that they say. Like, yeah, like I just said, like people out there say I'm on semen retention, but yet you're still having sex outside of marriage. Like that's still a sin. Like you're still fornicating. So just because you didn't release doesn't mean like that you didn't sin. So if you are sinning, if you're on semen retention and you are again, if you're out having sex outside of marriage, you are fornicating, which means you're committing a sin, which means, like I said, like the wages of sin of death. So you're going to be punished for that sin. I was aware of soul ties, but when you brought up the soul tie connection dealing with corn and these individuals performing, that caught me like a check hook. Very edifying. Yeah, bro. Like I said, man, that's why I'm here right now, to bring out this light. Like I said, it's a lot of false information. There's a lot of characters online bringing out, like I said, like trying to find loopholes around the system. But me being a man of God, I got to hold you guys accountable. So, like I said, and this is to go back to what I said earlier. Like, for if you guys are still watching these other characters on YouTube and these other platforms talking about Nofap and all that type of stuff, like I said, like you could be on Nofap, but again, if you're still having sex outside of marriage, you're still committing fornication. That's still a sin. So you're still sinning at the end of the day. But next, I want to talk about sex in marriage, but yet you're on semen retention. Like you're married, but yet you're on semen retention. And there are brothers out there that are, like I said, that are married, but yet they're on semen retention. They choose still not to release, and I don't see anything wrong with that. Like I personally, like if you still want to have sex and you're married, and you decide you don't want to release because you want to get closer to God, or still have like your benefits, like your concentration and all that type of stuff. Like I don't personally see anything wrong with that. Like I said, like if you want to, again, man, you're married and you want to have sex, but you don't want to release, like or like I said, since you're married, like maybe your wife wants to like your wife still wants to have sex, and your wife still wants to, like get off or whatever like that. Like again, I don't have no problem with that personally. If you're married and you still you're still having sex but choosing not to release, I don't have no personal, it's no beef with that or whatever like that. If you guys understand what I'm saying, like I don't see anything wrong with that. If you're married and you choose not to if you choose to have sex but not to release, I don't personally see anything wrong with that. But that kind of ties in, it's kind of like edging, like if you like, but edging is bad. But again, like if I'm going to have sex, like the point of me having sex would be to release. But again, man, like I said, there's brothers out there that still have sex but choose not to release. More power to you. I don't, like I said, if I'm going to have sex, the point will be to release. And I'm sure your wife would want you to release also. But again, man, if you are married and you choose to, like I said, if you're married and you're having sex and you're on semen retention, choosing not to release, I don't have a problem with that. And it's nothing in the Bible saying anything is wrong with that. You choosing not to release, but again, man, to each his own. Like again, like I can, if I'm having sex, I would want to release, but again, like I don't. It's nothing wrong with that in my opinion. Like if you're married and you choose to do that, I guess it's permittable in my opinion. I guess it's permittable. But the next point I want to make is a no sex fast, and this is actually in the Bible, and this is in 1 Corinthians 7:5, and I'm gonna read it right now. And it says, "Before ye not one the other, except it be with consent for a time, that ye may give yourself to fasting and prayer, and come together again, that Satan tempt you not for your incontinency, or whatever that word is." But so, what Paul said in that scripture is, yeah, like if you guys are, again, man, if you're married and you and your wife decide to go on a fast, like a no sex fast or whatever like that, if you're trying to get closer to God, that is permittable also. And that's what Paul pointed out. Like if you guys came to a mutual agreement on it, and you guys both saying like I want to abstain from having I want to abstain from releasing, or I want to abstain from having sex, and it's mutual between both of you guys, that is permittable. And that's what we just read just now. So if you are, like I said, if you're on a no sex fast, you and your partner, and you're married, and you came up to that agreement that you're not gonna have sex, like that is permittable. That is in the Bible. So that is definitely permittable. And on my way to the gym, all right, bro. Like, all right, cool. Also, you guys could get the likes up. You guys get the like button. That'll be fine. Also, how are you doing? Yeah, man. So yeah, again, man, if you're on a fast from having sex, that is permittable. That is in the Bible. So again, man, as long as you and your wife, or if you're a woman watching this, if you and your husband come to that mutual agreement, like you are permitted to abstain from sex. If you are on, like I said, like if you're married, you're permitted to abstain from sex. So that is permittable. What should you do to distract the lust? Like I said this before in a previous video, as a man, there's nothing like lust is going to be until the day you die, until the day you take that last breath. As a man, you're always going to be dealt with that temptation as lust. But like I said, how do I deal with it, man? Just try not to think about it. Try not to like I said, identify your triggers. What triggers you to make you want to fap or fornicate? Like if that means, like I said, like cutting off people, doing, like I said, changing up your schedule, just doing anything for you not to fall into that sin. That is just a good way to distract yourself. But again, man, you're gonna be, as men, we're gonna be tempted to the day that you die, man. Like and it doesn't make anything better. Like I said, these women nowadays, they come outside naked, and it's summertime, as you guys know. Like it's summertime right now, and these women, like I was even in the gym earlier, man, and like I even had to like I said, I was on a treadmill, and this girl was on the stairmaster and ahead of me, and I just had to just look away because, like I said, her cheeks was out, and everything was just, like I said, up, nothing up to the imagination. But to the point, man, like it's gonna be hard, man. As a man of God, like yeah, I had to delete trigger Twitter. Yeah. Like I said, you gotta do whatever you gotta do. Delete all social media, because again, social Instagram, all you see is booty shaking. All you see is just sexual immorality. Like even everything is sexual. Like even I see some posts that they make everything to do with sex nowadays. Like every single thing that you do. Like I even saw there was a woman, she was a chef or something like that, and when she was promoting like her chef business, like her first couple of videos wasn't getting a lot of views or whatever like that, but then she started doing sexual like acts with certain fruits and certain vegetables. Like she'll grab a cucumber and she'll start, like, you guys know what I'm trying to say, like, or like she'll put like grapes in her mouth and like she'll do something sexual with it. So, and that now her views is getting like hundreds of thousands and millions of views and stuff like that. So again, like to the point, man, they'll do anything to promote sex, like any type of thing, man. And it's just a crazy world that we live in, man. So uh yo, bro, don't worry about the people. I love you, bro. Yeah, man, I love you too. We're not gonna worry about the clowns in the comment section. Like, just worry about the message, and that's it. Like, God will take care of any scoffer and anything that's in the comment section. So I'm not worried about that. Social media promotes too much of lust. I thought it wasn't even allowed on the site. Nah, social media, like I said, social media is the devil's playground. It's all to get you low vibrational. That's why you see depression is up. That's why you see all this perversion nowadays. It's all from social media, man. Like people don't even live the lives that you think that they live on social media. Like, it's all just a front. It's all just a gimmick. Like, and like I said, like that's why you see depression is up. That's why you see, like I said, all this violence and all this stuff in this world. Like, everything is just fake in the world nowadays. Me and my girls love vegetables, bro. Yeah, like it's nothing wrong. But I'm talking about people using vegetables in a sexual way to try to promote their business. That's what I'm saying. Like I said, that chef, like when she had like her cucumbers, like she was just, like masturbating it. Like I said, that's sexual immorality. So that's the point I'm trying to make. I'm not saying nothing wrong with you eating fruit or anything like that, but you guys know what I'm trying to say. But thank you for spreading this message. I'm 18 on the righteous journey, and I was reading my Bible. Believe Jesus drew me to the live stream, and it's like didn't want to miss it. Yeah, man. And you, like I said, the younger generation, man. That's what I'm really trying to get at, because my generation, I'm a millennial, and we didn't have God, but you guys really don't have God. So again, man, like y'all left into a world like y'all whole generation, like Gen Z, I guess that's what you're qualified as. Y'all whole generation is on demon time. Like y'all don't have no God whatsoever. But for you, man, you 18, man. Like the faster you can get in control over your sexual desires, or not be perverted, like your life is just going to be easier. The faster you can come to God. You say you're 18 and you're in good standards with God. Like, that is where you need to be. Like because your generation is definitely not even worried about God right now. So you're ahead of me, because 18 hours, like I said, I was in this world. Like, I didn't even know who God was. Like, I thought Jesus was how they point Jesus out to be. I thought Jesus was Caesar Borgia. But yeah, I love you. I love your content. Your content is so good. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate the love. All right, let's get back to this. What I was saying. All right, so yeah, the last thing I was saying is no if you have a no sex fast, when you and your wife, or you and your husband, if you're a female watching, you guys agree to having no if you guys agree to having no sex, that is permissible, and that is in the Bible. So that is permissible. Like, you're allowed to not have sex if you guys, like I said, it's permissible. So that is the end with Nofap right there. So with Nofap, again, I want to go over it again. If you're still having sex outside of marriage, but you're saying that you're on Nofap and you're having sex outside of marriage, you're fornicating, which means you're committing sin, which means you're going to be punished if you're doing that. And also, if you're in marriage and you're having sex but choosing not to release, again, like, I don't see nothing wrong with that. As long as you're married, you can do whatever you want. But to each his own. Like, I wouldn't, like I said, if I'm having sex, the point of me having sex is to release. But to each his own. You guys can do that if you want. And also, like, again, like I just said, the no sex, like, that is permissible also. So if you, again, like, if you choose not to have sex and you're married, that is permissible, as long as you and your wife come to a mutual agreement on that. So now I want to go to abstinence. And abstinence is waiting for marriage to have sex. So this is permissible, and this is what we should all be on. Like, we should all be abstaining from having sex, and we should all be, like, again, like, waiting for our husband, or if you're female, again, watching, if you're female, you're waiting for your husband. If you're a man, you're waiting for your wife. Like, this is what we should all be on. Like, as believers of God, like, we should all be abstaining from having sex, and we should all be on that vibe. So, again, man, abstinence is permissible. Like, we should all be waiting for our rib to come. Like that is we should all be on it. If we're on this journey, if we're men and women of God, we should all be abstaining. Like there should be no again, man, you should not be edging. You should not be we should all be no fapping, so we should not be doing that. But again, like this is where the confusion comes, because you got people again saying that I'm on semen retention, but I'm still having sex outside of marriage. Like, no, if you are on semen retention, you should be abstaining, which means it should be no sex in your, you should not be having sex at all. So this is this is the only semen retention you should be on. Like unless it's again, like unless it's sex in the marriage, or unless it's again, man, no, if you're on that no sex fast with you and your wife or your husband. Like other than that, we should all be on abstinence, which means we should all be abstaining, which means we should all be waiting for marriage to have sex. So again, man, I want to make that point out to you guys, man. We should all be on abstinence. So, and lastly is celibacy. And celibacy is where people say, like, I just don't want to have sex whatsoever. Like, I just want to dedicate my life to doing the will of God, and that's it. And there's nothing wrong with that. In fact, Paul took that route, and this is in scripture, and this is in 1 Corinthians 7:6-9. And I'm gonna actually pull it up for you guys and read it. 1 Corinthians 7:6-9, and it says, "But I speak this by permission and not of commandment." So basically, Paul is saying, like, I say this as myself and not of a commandment from God. And what he says is, "For I would tell that all men were even as of myself, but every man have his proper gift of God, one after another. No, one after this manner and another after that." So basically what that's saying is, like, we all got different purposes from God. Like some may desire a wife, some may not desire a wife. But what Paul is saying, that he doesn't like, if it was up to him, that he would rather just everybody just be, at celibacy. That's what Paul is saying. So I say therefore to the unmarried and widows, it is good for them that they abide even as I. So again, like Paul is basically saying that if you're unmarried or if you're widowed, he rather you just be on celibacy, and he rather that you just be just doing the will of God. But here's the point right now. But if they cannot contain, let them marry, for it is better to marry than to burn. So basically Paul is saying right there, like if you cannot, like again, like if you cannot, if you're unmarried and you're widowed, and again, if you're on abstinence, like it is better to just marry if you cannot give in to your sexual desire, if you cannot give in to your sexual desires, meaning that, like again, if you want to have sex, like it is better to marry than to burn. So that is what Paul is saying. So like again, man, Paul gave us gems in that whole chapter right there about marriage and all that type of stuff. So again, man, like Paul himself says that it's better to be celibate than to be fornicating or whatever like that. But but he also says, if God has put it into if God has put it into you to have marriage and all that type of stuff, yeah, that's fine or whatever like that. But if you again, like, you're not supposed to be having sex and all that type of stuff if you're not married. So that's basically what Paul is saying. So um I like that. Hold on, let me see what you're saying. Awesome, man. Thanks for posting that video on how to fight Satan back. I really need to. Yeah, man. Salutes to you too, man. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I like more guys on here. This journey to become their own idol instead of seeking Jesus. Yeah, man. That's why I said. That's why I'm here to clear up all that Nofap. Like I said, there's a lot of misinformation going out there about Nofap, about semen retention. Like I said, people try to get clever in this journey, so that's why I'm dispelling anything right now. So if you guys come across these Nofap and these semen retention videos, and they're not talking about what I'm talking about in this video, man, don't even regard them, because they're not men of God. Like again, man, like there are people that are on semen retention but still are having sex outside of marriage, which is sin. So I'd rather be married than to keep dating for. Yeah, man. Like I said, like just wait for your wife, man. Like just wait for your wife. That's what it comes down to at the end of the day, man. You don't want to be, like Paul just says, man. It's better to be married than to burn in the lake of fire for eternity. So better to be married than to do all of that. So Again, man, and this guy got this blower. I don't know if you guys can hear me correctly, but spiritual warfare is always going to happen. But I'm gonna keep preaching this message. But yeah, man, like I said, man, Paul dropped some gems in that, man, and like I said, like Paul said, if you want to, he said it's better for him, for everybody to take the route that he did, and that's just to be celibate and just focus on God. But if you want to have a marriage, if you want to be married, like that's permissible also. So like he said, like, it's better to be married than to burn. So all right, again, man, I want to go again, man, do a recap of all this stuff that I went through in this video. First, edging. Like edging is sexual immorality. If you're a guy, like I said, that's masturbating but choosing not to release, that is edging. That is sexual immorality. That is sexual immorality, and that is a sin, which means like you're gonna get punished for doing that sin. And next is Nofap, and Nofap means no masturbation. But we should all be doing that as men and women. You should not be fapping, like no, not whatsoever. Like if you're fapping, that is also sexual immorality, and like I said, that's going to be punished also. And now we're on to semen retention. And semen retention means not to release. But again, if you're on semen retention and you're having sex outside of marriage, that is fornication, and that is not permitted, which means that is a sin, which means you're going to be punished if you're, again, if you're fornicating, if you're on semen retention, but yet you're still choosing to fornicate. You're going to be punished for that. And next is you're in marriage, but you're choosing not to release. Like again, like I don't get why people do that. Like I can't even I can't even think about doing that type of shit. But if you're doing it, like to each their own. Like I don't, like I said, if I'm having sex, I'm gonna be trying to release. But to each his own. If you can do it, you can do it. If not, I don't see no problem with it. To each his own. And next is if you and your partner choose to be on a fast, like a no sex fast, that is permissible also. So that is also permissible. You guys, that's in the Bible. You guys can do that. And next is abstinence, and abstinence is basically you waiting for marriage to have sex. That is totally permitted, and that's what we should all be on as men and women of God. Like we all should be abstaining and waiting for God to send us our spouse. And next is celibacy, and again, man, we should. Paul says he chose the celibacy route. If it's for you to be celibate, like that's for you. Like if you want to have marriage and have sex, like I said, that's an option also. But if you choose to be celibacy, that's again, man, that's permissible. That's in the Bible. Paul did it. Even Jesus did it. Like Jesus didn't have a wife or anything like that. So Jesus will give you discernment on these type of things. Yeah, Jesus. Yeah. Like I said, man, Jesus always give discernment on anything, man. So, yeah, even like I was just saying, even Jesus was Jesus and Paul was both celibate. So, like, if you want to be celibate, like, there's nothing wrong with that. But and celibacy is having no sex whatsoever. So, again, man, and that's also too, man. People say I'm celibate, but then they still masturbating. Like, no, you're not. If you're celibacy, that means no sex whatsoever. So you should not be fapping if you're on celibacy, or you're not supposed to be edging if you're on celibacy. Like you're not supposed to be doing any, or even. Oh, let me bring this up too. What's it called? As far as oral sex or anal sex or any of that thing, man. All of that constitutes as sexual immorality. So if you're doing any of that type of thing, that is not allowed also. So again, man, you got a lot of people out there that are slick nowadays that they'll say I'm on Nofap, but then yet you're still getting oral sex. Like that is still sexual immorality. That is still a sin. Or like I said, like you got people that are say I'm on semen retention and still having sex. Like I said, like people try to do anything to try to tiptoe around keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. But yeah, man, like I said, man, I just want to make this video to point out to you guys about all the misinformation out there about all this type of stuff. And again, man, like I said, like there's a lot of brothers out there that's pushing out Nofap, pushing out semen retention videos and all this type of stuff. But if they not on the same type of time that I'm on, like I said, bringing out scriptures and bringing out the truth, and like I said, holding brothers accountable, like this is the person that you should not be watching in this journey. And there are a lot of people again, man, talking about the new age sexual Nofap and all that type of stuff. Like again, like it's a lot of perversion out there, man. And again, I just want you guys to be on the right path, on the righteous path, man. And all I want to bring you guys to the marriage, man, and also bring myself to the marriage. And again, man, I want to help out you guys in this journey, man. Like so, yeah, man. No edging, no fapping. Sex without marriage, you're not supposed to be doing that. If you're sex in marriage and you choose not to release, to each his own. If you're on a no sex fast, and you're married, that's permissible. Abstinence, that's what we should all be on as men and women of God, waiting until God to send us our kingdom spouts. And celibacy, if you choose to do that, if that's in your cards, it's up to you. Um, each man should have sexual relations with his own wife, each woman with their own husband. Yeah, man. If you can, try to leave the KJV next time, but that sums it up too. Like that was a great like I said, but yeah, man, like I said, if you want to have sex, it should be in marriage. Like that's the only time you should be having sex. Like anything else is fornication, anything else is sexual immorality, and anything else, again, man, is going to lead you to that lake of fire, or again, man, it's going to lead you to a life of sin, life of being punishment, no blessings in your life, like low vibrational. Again, you don't want this to happen, man. You want to be in the good graces of God, man. Like you don't want to be dealing with the curses, like the curses that they talked about in Deuteronomy 28. Like you don't want that in your life, man. You want the blessings that talked about in Deuteronomy 28. So yeah, man, I want to leave this video for you guys, man. Again, this was the third time me trying to start this stream, and this is all again, man, this is all an attack from Satan, because Satan knows that this video is going to do damage to his kingdom. And again, man, Satan just wants you to go with him, man. He's going to the lake of fire. He wants to bring as many people as he can with him. But I stayed true with it, man, and I put out this word, and hopefully this word was edifying for you guys. And again, man, you guys learn from this video, man. And again, there's a lot of false information out there, so you guys got to be on your P's and Q's, especially nowadays, man, because the Bible says there's going to be a lot of false teachers, a lot of false information, and just a lot of weirdos out there. But again, man, as men of God, we got to always put out the truth. So that wraps up the video right there, man. That is Nofap versus semen retention versus edging versus abstinence versus celibacy. And I went through everything, and I pointed out everything which is permissible and what is not permissible. So like, comment, subscribe, share this video out to everybody, man. First, get right with the Most High, and then get on angel time. Salutes to y'all.